created to have some fun together, sharing and singing. So, join and enjoy.
Our love for opera brings us together. Thanks for being with us in this trip.
Yes, okay. So, think we are there? Yeah, think we're there. So, guys, it's been a long time. Well, it seems for us like a long time because it's been almost like 2 months that Katia and I hadn't been together. Last time we were together was almost 2 months ago because it was on July the 26th when we got together and had the mosaic for you all. But before we get there is very important news that we would like to share with you all. I am going to share with you on the screen and get ready everybody because I am about to share on the screen one of the most beautiful things that you will ever be able to see. And for that purpose, I am going to let Katia share with us what is this about. Who is this boy?
Oh my god, that's my precious pumpkin. Well, originally here in Spanish, le decimos calabazo.
Calabazo.
No
Yeah,
calabaza, es
male.
calabazo. Yeah, because of the color of his ribbon.
Yeah. The ribbon is sort of orange.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we have the news is that we have an expression in Spanish that says that when something happens, usually when there are newborns, llegan con una torta bajo el brazo. We have that expression. So family sometimes has a baby and the next week maybe the father gets a new job or there is a new baby and suddenly there is good news because some usually those things come up with something very positive and something that explains why Katia and I hadn't been together for the past 2 months is that the hours after, not even a day, but hours after Mosaic in Puebla in July, all these babies were born. So the very next day, the first thing that I heard from Katia is, I am a grandmom. All of a sudden, she threw me out there on the message. I guess what? I am a grandmom now.
Ricardo.
Yeah, and there is this other
Well,
beautiful.
they were born 11 babies, but we can't show them all of them.
Let
This
me,
baby is Güerito.
Güerito. That is also a very Mexican name.
Yes.
And he has these beautiful, tender eyes.
Yes, these are his mommy's eyes.
Uh, she has the eyes of her mom.
Yes.
This
She
beautiful guy.
always looks like she's about to cry, but no, not really.
And this guy, I can tell that he's
um,
curious and very active, right?
he's yes. He's conejito because of his colors.
Like a bunny,
He
like a
looks like a
rabbit.
bunny. Yeah,
I love this guy.
he's
And
beautiful.
we have to say that they are not even 2 months old. They are 7 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Because there's a friend who was telling me that these guys are huge for 2 months.
Oh yes, one day I will show you the parents, and they're very, very tall guys. Very
Let
huge.
me, okay, this one. Okay, I'm missing this one. I also love the face.
Oh yes, she's Shazam.
Shazam, like the character of the superhero.
Yes, Shazam. Yes, because oh, not in this picture, but she had like a Z on her forehead.
Ah, okay. And she's a girl then.
That's why she. Yes, she's the most look-alike like her father.
Ah, okay. Let's go for. I, this is like the picture of. I'm gonna pretend that you're not taking a picture of me. Take me a picture like I'm
I'm
looking
not
another.
paying attention.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the most Mexican boy. He's mariachi.
mariachi. Who?
It is because. Yeah, tell me.
No, no, no. Go ahead.
Well, when they were just born, they looked very alike of each other. So the only way to recognize them for helping feeding them, it was recognizing them for the ribbons, for the different color ribbons. So
Mm,
he had three colored one, green, white, and red. So he was Mexicano. Originally, he was named Mexicano, but in a moment, Bernardo was confused with the names, and he called him Mariachi, and that is his official name right now.
so we have mariachi, Shazam,
Mariachi, Shazam, Bonnie,
Bonnie,
Güerito
Güerito,
y Calabaza.
and Calabazo. I love Calabazo. Calabazo sounds great also. So all these beauties, you have been super busy keeping taking care of them and loving them a lot, of course.
Yes, very
Uh,
much.
this lovable voice. What about the mother? How is the mother doing?
She's doing great. Well, right now she's still a little skinny because of all the work that represents to feed these guys. Now they are eating dog food already, especially for puppies, but they still have milk, so it's complicated for her because there are many babies. But she's perfectly fine eating chicken and drinking milk and honey with a special diet.
Are these babies already eating food, or they are still milking from the mom?
Both. In
Bo-
this point, they are in the transition from
Oh
milk.
my God! And how does she manage to feed these huge boys?
Well, it is a titanic mission.
Do they already have fangs and teeth, or they are
Yes,
chimuelos? They
yes.
already
Well, the teeth are very present. Yes,
because it hurts. I believe it hurts when they try to milk.
yes, they are like little piranhas.
Yeah. So we wanted to share this with you because, of course, this is something very, very positive, very nice. As you can see, we have the most handsome boys and girls in these pictures. Of course, you can see that
Mhm.
the father and the mother must be very, very, very beautiful as well. And I was also recalling that we have never talked about Milou, who is the true diva
Oh, yes.
at your house. She's the true diva, and she would we would need a whole program to talk about her because
Yes,
there are many anecdotes around her.
yes, because she is actually a singing teacher already. She has these skills and this ear. She's wonderful.
Yeah, I know. Well, we will put time apart to talk about Milou, who is also an amazingly beautiful girl, well behaved, well trained, demanding teacher, a true diva. There are many adjectives for her, and she's I think that maybe we can call her. She's the best companion that you can have,
Yes, for sure.
and she's
She's the
also
best one.
huge. I don't know how much does she weigh? 30 kilos, maybe.
Yes, 30 kilos. I was at the park the other day, and I have a friend that has two Airedales, two female Airedales, and Milou is pretty taller and larger and heavier than them. For a female, she's a large girl.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, let's now.
Modestia aparte.
Yeah. So, but now it's time for us to start talking about our business today, which is music, because today we are talking about, well, today's episode in spectacular singing. We are going back to Mozart. But before we get to the explanation of Mozart, um, you are not a bird today, Katia. You chose not to be a bird. Who are you this time? Share us.
Well, birds no more. So here I'm a soprano. Yes, it's an interesting play, this impresario, because it's not one of the most popular singspiels. It's not an opera. It's a
Singspiel.
singspiel. Thank you. I prefer to talk about dogs. It's not the most represented work by Mozart, but I think it is a funny situation here because Mozart knew singers very well, and he chose this argument to represent how to deal with two sopranos.
That is impossible. It's very simple. It's impossible.
Casos de la vida real.
Yeah.
So that's why I choose this one.
We have to say that, as you mentioned, everybody knows it as the name in Italian, Il Impresario. Everybody knows it by that name because the name in German nobody knows, and probably nobody cares. I have seen it on stage a couple of times. It is usually given to know music schools. They usually have these sort of shops or workshops for practicing. You launch this and you tag it a student's presentation of a given um opera, in this case, Singspiel, because people believe that this is easy, as we have mentioned many times. We also have said that Mozart is never easy because of a thousand things that we are going to be explaining soon. Um, but also because it is a Singspiel, which implies that our spoken parts, clearly spoken parts, not everything is sung as in an opera, and it also has this taste of humor. And we have also explained that opera singers, sorry to confess, but usually are not successful in being funny because most of the times it's seriousness on the face and transmitting drama and exaggerated movement, so everything goes against trying to be naturally funny. But in this case, and I think it is very short, it is around what, 40-50 minutes, I don't recall.
Yes, because it is only one act, so it's pretty short.
Pretty short and pretty funny. I think it might be a good place to start for a singer, provided that you have legato, good breathing technique.
That you are a singer.
So for a beginner, I probably be nervous when dealing with this, but because for many persons, say you have the contrary, very difficult role, such as the Queen of the Night, and you have on the other side of the spectrum this role for Madame Hertz, which is I wouldn't say really opposite vocally to the Queen of the Night, because um, you will see it at the ornaments at the end. Because even when Mozart wants to be uh, very calm and discreet, he always finds a way to make life complicated for somehow. I really believe that maybe all the singers in the years of Mozart, everybody was a superstar because Nowadays, it is very difficult to find singers who can actually go for Mozart roles properly. I was, in fact, watching a couple of videos here, and I said, "My God, the soprano didn't manage to sing any note in pitch. All of them were a little too high or a little too low." It was really horrible to suffer because it is also brief, and I was suffering as I because we hardly ever mention, but we always talk about the homogeneity of the voice in bel canto, and that pitch is important. But in Mozart, pitch is, if not everything, is the key on which you base your interpretation. Because we have said that Mozart is so transparent that whenever you exaggerate, overdo, keep for longer, you notice, you say, no, this is not Mozart. Something is out of place. Even if you're not an expert, even if you're not a singer, ta, 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 and you say, hey, what was that note? That note is not like that. It's too high, it's too long, it's too loud. You were singing with this line. And I have spoken too much. Now, tell us your thoughts, Katya, on this one.
Well, probably the word is not exactly predictable, but Mozart is so musical that you know when something belongs or not belongs to the score, like you just said. And I have to confess that when I approached to to El Empresario, it was because I started singing Bestia Jungling. That is the another soprano aria. But I was, I already sang it and I will share it with you later. But I was checking my coloratura arias and book, and I found this one from the same play. And I said, what am I missing from? And here it is. And I was checking that, like you said, it's complicated because you need a pretty good line, a perfect pitch, and it has the Mozart touch when you arrive to the coloraturas. There are just two phrases, but probably if you are not well trained, you prefer not to face them in your entire life.
Yeah,
Because it's like a cheating piece because you are singing first in a minor mode, and then the major one starts but slightly like easy, and boom, it's tricky.
and I recall that when you shared with me that you were singing this one, I told you, "Are you singing something in larghetto?" Because the tempo is larghetto, and coloraturas are
Are you
usually in allegro, allegro prestissimo, and rap, right? So when I said larghetto, are you okay? Are you? Is anything wrong with you?
Yes, it was a surprise.
In fact, the tempo made me think of Achig Fools from the Zauberflot also, because that's the first thing I thought when I look at this. And we also have to say that Achig Fools has also the same problem. If the soprano starts off pitch, it's not going to be repaired anywhere later.
I heard so many strange versions.
Yeah, you would say, are they even singing the same piece? Because people tends to get lost.
I mean, I'm with you.
And that is why Mozart. We have said it in the past. To sing Mozart is really a specialty. You cannot say, I am singing Verdi this month, and in 2 months you're singing Mozart and doing them both equally well. I don't know of any singer who really can. I know that several have done, but it doesn't mean that they have done it properly. They require two very, very different type of singers. And if you're about to tell me, but George London was the best Scarpi and also he was the best Mozartian singer, I disagree.
I don't think so because it is different specialties. It's not one better than the other, but they're very different.
Okay, so starting now with the business. Let me put it on the screen. I thought I had already put it on the screen. I'm going to share with you on the screen this piece that we have been talking about. And where would you like to start? Would you like to explain something about the beginning? You tell us, you guide us.
Well, like I said, I'm already beginning to study this score. So when I found this was in minor and larghetto, I found it challenging because and everybody knows that I choose the pyrotechnics and the agilities and sounding like a bird. So in the first place, I got this at my face and I said, okay, what am I doing here? And I want to say that sometimes it can be challenging to face the first sight reading. And I want to do something like that in this moment because when you have a good solfeggio, you can find your key and know where you are moving through. Sol, si, re, si, sol, si, re, si, sol, re, sol, mi, sol, mi, re. So if you don't have a piano by your hand, but you have the notes within you, you are able to do something like this.
Uh, I was about to tell you about the difficulties, but I know that you would reply that, well, like, what is the problem? This is easy. Mm, let me see how to try to explain. Um, when you're trying to sing, because we're thinking of the beginning, because well, there's many people who have been singing for 20 years and they are still trying, not achieving. So, but thinking that you're still new to singing, one of the problems is usually the tempo. And for that purpose, many people work with the metronome.
Yeah.
And I think it is a good and a bad habit. Of course, it is a good habit because you need somebody to one of the things that you lose very easily, and that's the difference when you do it on purpose. Because I remember that I uploaded a video. Yeah, it was on the essentials of singing, where I was sharing you how to do the calculations. Okay, so this equals 166 per second. Then it means that we have each note needs to last a dot 0.0003 seconds. Which, if you add, and I did all the math to show them how each of the bars should last. And I put on the screen the time passing and the actual duration. So they saw that the actual duration was this, and according to the score was this. It was exceeded by 2x because but that is different. When the singer knows what is the tempo but chooses to keep a note for a given amount of time that is natural, so that the orchestra or the pianist knows, understands, and goes back and they continue with the flow, because they both know, even if it is written, they know how to do it. But it is because the two of them, the accompanist and the singer, are both equally trained. When you don't have someone to accompany you, and it is only you with yourself, and you want to follow the metronome, and that's what I was telling you, it's good because it gives you the discipline of knowing the notes do not last what you want. They are there for a reason. The bars last a definite amount of time because of a reason. The problem is when people get used to produce chopped notes. Re, mi, fa, a bemol. And instead of sounding like a continuous flow of notes, it starts sounding like chopped sounds because they start acquiring the sounds as chopped, as a re that lasts this amount of time. We have a fa that lasts an eighth. And then we have a si bemol that lasts this. And they start putting all those together, and instead of having a beautiful continuous music, they have tuk, 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 tuk. And whenever they want to keep the duration of one of them. I would like to keep for longer. When they stop the D, they say, "Oh my God, now I am lost." when when they continue with my next phrase, where's my next note? And that can provoke, and you that have students, that can provoke lots of anxiety in your students. Even I know that you say that it is easy. Nobody gets lost because you have already trained a lot and you have your
Well, I
solfeggio.
didn't.
But I know that for many people doing it, we call it a cappella. I mean, only the voice with no accompaniment. Many people get scared because you're not
Yeah.
hiding behind an instrument. And they also may be singing off pitch and not being able to uh, recognize it. So there are many things that happen: falling out of tempo, singing out of pitch, getting nervous. All this behind Katia that just mentioned that it is easy.
It's because I think that everything can be solved by the study. Because, yes, uh, for example, with my students, when I give them a piece or a score, and they arrived for the next class and they're practicing the solfeggio part, it startly sounds like just say pum, pam, pam, sol, re, sol, mi, so. And when they try to approach to the lyrics, no schlägt and my mission there is to say, okay, you already felt the tempo, it's within you. Well, now give me a phrase, give me an idea, communicate what you are saying. The solfeggio part is already solved. Pam, pam, the Ah, now you're singing.
And I forgot to mention, among those difficulties, that we are assuming that the student already controls his instrument.
Well, yes, in a perfect world, it happens. Yes.
Because here he has been required to sing a little over an octave, and many would not be so comfortable of doing.
Well, obviously, this is not a score for a beginning student. Naturally, it's not.
Not so beginners, maybe a couple of years after, because really sorry that I need to insist, but for many people, and I have seen it when I have attended the presentation of very young singers, and you see how nervous they are because you can tell them by their face. I mean, they they manage to walk to the front,
Everybody knows they're nervous.
and just before they start singing, as they see or sign the pianist to start attacking the first note, even if it is right immediately in the first or the second bar, the singer may feel like it's forever.
Yeah.
And in that thinking, they may start with the notes singing of pitch. At some point, they realize, and then they mess with the tempo, and then they continue messing with the notes, and then they forget the text. By the end of the first part, it is a complete catastrophe, and the problem is that they keep getting more nervous because that doesn't resolve.
Because, and you start to think in the previous mistakes, and you can't think now on what's coming ahead, and that makes you face new mistakes, and it's a vicious circle, and everybody suffers. It's terrible, yes.
I don't know how you handle it, but the way I would describe it, or something the way I'm familiar with, is that you have a sort of parallel thinking. You have one part of your mind focusing on what you're doing, and then another like parallel or monitoring and saying, oh, I missed this one. But you keep a record that you missed this part for whatever you missed, but you continue executing with the main part of your brain. But what happens in what we are explaining is that there are not like uh, separate parts of your brain controlling, but one that says, "Oh, I missed," and when they say I missed, they lose concentration. And by the time they should start, the pianist is like, "I make a pause, I continue. He will join me back at some point in the future."
Somebody save me!
And what I would like to call you, people who attend these presentations, and it can happen also to experienced singers, is to try to be empathetic to people, because
Yes.
nobody's perfect 100% all times, and there are many things going on in the mind of singers. So because I have seen, or I have witnessed a couple of presentations where when people even laugh at the mistake, and that's so heartbreaking, that and also so disrespectful. If something happens when somebody's singing and he commits a mistake, I think the best thing to do is to keep yourself silent. Don't make him more nervous. See if he can recompose himself or herself. And at the end, give him the applause for the try, for the effort. But to laugh
Yes.
in front of everybody at him is just a miserable way of behaving, from my perspective.
Yes. Uh, Once, pretty years ago, I have the experience to see how an experimented singer was um, performing something from La Traviata. Well, the point is that he missed the entrance, and the pianist played the same passaggio like 4 times, and the singer could not reach and get the point. And he said, I'm sorry, I forgot the lyrics, I forgot my text, so I'm gonna start again. And the pianist started from the beginning, and everybody ran, and everything was fine at the end, and everybody applauded, just for the song, but also I think for the brave attitude to face this situation. And something that I share with my students, because when you are singing frequently, you start to manage your nerves more wisely. You always feel nervous, but you learn how to manage them and don't let them control you. But when you are beginning, you are thinking of how you're standing, who is sat in front of you, am I breathing right, am I using my diaphragm, oh my god, the text, what was my entrance. You're thinking in, in everything and nothing at the same time. And to communicate him this confidence, I usually tell them, we are working, looking after the perfection. We are trying to do our best, yes, but uh, you are doing this better than anyone to you. So if you make a mistake, just go on, because you're doing this better than any of them. So relax and enjoy it. You already prepared yourself for this, so go.
And as we go, I was just about to share with you that right after the example that you provided, this is what we were talking about. No, 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 here, yeah. This is why Maestro Mozart requires perfect pitch. We have a couple of words here, and the difference between the pitch of each of the notes is minimum. So,
Could you tell me the phrase, please? Because I
yeah,
have this score.
Right after Trenden that you just sang,
Uh-huh.
right after that, you have this. That is, I was sharing with you the difference between each of the notes. The height of the notes is minimum,
Oh, yes.
which would stress me a lot. Because when you say I have to even shout or jump a third or a fifth between several notes, it's good. But when they are so close together that they may be a tone or a
Yes.
semitone of difference, you say, "No, my God, kill me! Better give me another piece of music because this one is going to be."
Yes. Yes. D, C sharp, D, and E flat. Mozart, you hate us.
You're really so the wise thing to do is to sing them as they were the same note.
Yes. Si hago la misma nota, no me pierdo.
Everything is an E, so it is E the whole part. But that is
And then Ave cuadro.
Ave cuadro. Yes, why not? So, for people who are not familiar with musical notation, this is the Ave cuadro that Katia is talking about. Uh, Singers do not like it. Well, I have my own comments, which I haven't shared. I know that there are when you choose the key, you already have predefined what the bemols, the flats or the sharps are for each of the notes. That's why you have a key. But the composer may decide, do you know, for this one I am going to cancel what I did and so I am going to add a symbol to tell the singer to forget about if it was either sharp or flat and go for the natural value of the note, which actually means a complication.
Yes, it's because, well, in minor mode, there are more alterations because we have three minor modes. So you can alter it pretty much more than in a major mode. So
And
thank you, Mozart.
but that is why, sorry to insist, that is why we were sharing that singing Mozart can or is always complicated. It's everything so perfect put in there. Tone, semitone, semitone, semitone. Changing, shifting semitones uh, is always a horrible thing to do. Tones and semitones, depending, because you know that there are some notes that are not even complete tones, but are actually half the value of a tone. So, and we're being very complicated today in explaining, but that is because it is complicated.
Yeah.
Once you have internalized everything, it's fine. But when you are trying to internalize or working on internalizing that, it is really a lot of things to digest. Way too much to digest. That is
Yes.
because Katia is sharing with us how she's working on this piece, but she has internalized it for many years, so she knows where to position her voice, how the diaphragm has to be, what color she's going to give, what is the pitch of each of the notes, what is going to be the actual tempo. Because so with all the experience that she has, she's putting all these pieces together. You see, it's like you already have all the squares, only you're putting them in order.
I already have the key for the Rubik.
Yeah, you already know how to solve it. But when it is not your case, you're trying to find where those cubes are.
Yeah.
Where is my sound for a minor key? Because minor and major keys also have differences. They convey a different state of mind, of emotion. So because music is never stops being complicated. So if it is in minor mode, it means somehow nostalgic, slow, intimate, sometimes sort of sadness.
Yes, I would like to suggest. Uh, I don't know many teachers that vocalize in minor mood ever.
Mm.
Because when you approach to a score like this one, feels if you hadn't vocalized like that, like an entire different world. We everybody say ah, but what about ah? For example, no, we never work like that. And yes, I work that with my students, and we also sing um, chromatics. And it doesn't. It helps to don't feel some pieces like this one, like a foreign language. Your body recognizes it.
Yeah, and that has also to do with. Let me see if I can explain it. We haven't mentioned it before, but maybe we can do it now. The body, all the muscles, not only the vocal cords, but all the body gets familiar with the way your voice sounds for given composers. It's like selecting and you know what the mood could be. You know it's Puccini, you know it's going to be drama and high notes because Puccini has a preference for minor modes and high voices. Yes,
Yes.
occasionally for medium voices, but never cares about low voices. Puccini really didn't write anything relevant for them. But when you tune, it's like you tune yourself into I am going to be Puccini. My sound is going to be bright. It's going to be. Now I am saying Verdi. Oh, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a war. 90% of the time, it's going to be struggling and like
Yes.
hitting notes like that. Oh, it's going to be
It's
Verismo.
like an
Oh,
anxiety crisis. Prepare for fight against what? Prepare.
you're fighting, Manrico. No matter what, you're fighting. Leonora, you go now. But when you say, okay, I am putting into the mood of Mozart, oh, I am going to put my mood into continuous.
I'm a fancy one now.
Yeah, it is fancy, but it is simple because Mozart is never pretentious. It's not like,
No, he
oh,
speaks your soul.
I am the super expert academic composer that it's going to give you the most wonderful chords and combinations you ever heard. Mozart is exactly the opposite. He's elegant because it's
I
simple.
think that Mozart is like my soulmate because that's the way I am. I think that Mozart and I are like very I like each other. Because of my love, if you have seen Amadeus, uh, yes, obviously he was serious with music because it was his passion, but at the same time, he's not Bach or Beethoven.
No, no. And
Music
also,
is to be happy.
you just mentioned that you feel like Mozart is your twin soul, that you there is something in you that feels very comfortable and familiar and able to somehow predict what he's writing. So you feel comfortable, you feel nice, you feel relaxed doing it. And the same thing happens usually to many singers. There are people who say, well, the thing is that when I sing Massenet, I don't know, but I
Yes,
sing Massenet and I feel so connected to Massenet's style, or I am into Bizet's style of working, or Donizetti's, or any other, that it is very difficult to explain how it turns out that you come up with from a different century, from a different country, different experiences, and some you open a score and you say, "This is me." This
Yes.
tells things the way I would tell them. This is meant to be sung the way I feel this has to be sung.
This was made for me.
Yeah. Going back to the score, would you like me to still keep on page one, or do we move ahead?
We can move ahead.
You tell me. You want to start with
For
the
example, we
ornament?
have here, yes, the second page, 6-9.
Uh huh.
Um, well, we have another semitone here. You have to be paying attention to every detail.
This is going to be hard.
I'm not handling this.
You know what, ma'am? No, let's go for something else because
Oh my god, what is this?
don't you have something easier, something better for me?
Well, what about the next phrase? Ich will dich begleiten.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. That's not easy either.
just, just look at this. Im Geist der Zuseiten Do, Si B4, Do, Si, Do, Re, Mi bemol, Mi natural, Mi B4, Fa, Sol, Fa, Fa.
And these series of notes that you were just explaining are also sort of, I would also dare to call them like floated. Because if you give too much pasta to this series of notes, it's going to sound too heavy. And it's going to tire you, and it's not going to be in the
Yes.
style of the song. So the thing with this is that these are things that unless you have a good teacher, nobody is going to explain you, and it is not explicit on the score.
No, you have to be guided by a good teacher or be smart enough to in just the first part. And if you are giving it all, you won't make it in the second one.
Because we also we are explaining like in pieces, like in chunks, like we started we're like constructing in pieces. But remember that in fact it is a whole song, this whole aria. So
Yeah.
and the whole aria has I would call it a guiding mood that makes that all the subcomponents make sense. It is not that just putting them there it's going to give you the idea of the song. It's the other way around. You build the idea of how it's going to sound, the overall, and then you make these boxes match into each of the places that they are going to work. Only
Yeah,
because we
that's
want
right.
to make your life more difficult.
I like complicated things.
Because we have never explained it
Well,
before.
yes, I don't know if I have already made sometimes. Yeah, tell me, sorry.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh no, I was just about to say that I love puzzles, and I usually solve a 1,000 pieces puzzle about around 3-4 days. So that's the way my brain works, and probably that's why it's easy.
Well, if your mind manages to sing 30-second notes in a bar, I believe it could handle a puzzle of 1,000 pieces.
It's pretty similar indeed.
Yeah, it is because your mind needs to say, as you just mentioned, okay, this is a note, but it has a recuadro. Then goes back to the original value. Then it has a, but it is a part of a grupetti of four. Then I have to flow from the beginning, and it is the same phrase. So and then I have to prepare because there is a coming note that it's going to. See, there are many equations that our mind does when you are singing.
Yes.
Because many people think, they just open their mouth and everything flows.
Oh no, we are geniuses.
And we haven't even mentioned that there is a language behind. You also have to adhere to the sound of the language that you're singing. So
That is not always your natural language. Or
that
not even close.
90% of the times it's, unless you're Italian, 90% of the times it's not going to be your native language. Why don't we go for page 3 or 42? Do. This is all I can see are problems here, but you choose.
Skip, skip, skip.
skip. Yeah.
Okay, we have page 70. Are you already there? Or where are we?
I am page 42.
42. Oh, yes, because I'm reading something different. Could you tell me what phrase do we have here?
Well, I'm selecting the phrase you tell me to choose. This is from the score. This is page 3.
Okay. Okay, yes, we are in the same point. Du kannst gewiss nicht treulos sein. Ach
Okay.
nein, ach nein. Are we there?
Yeah, already there.
I love the way that Mozart introduces these lovely, beautiful appoggiaturas.
Could you explain?
Because what are we talking about? Because we are in minor mood, so it feels like we are taking a rest in this part. Sol, si, do, fa, mi, do, si, la, sol, fa, fa,
You also have to say that it is easy to start descending. Even if you're not descending as a whole scale, descending is also tricky because the voice, when you use the phrase that you have positions arriba, when you have it up, it is made exactly for ascending. But once you have reached your peak, to start like losing that inertia and going back to the notes that are lower, it's not easy, but that is physics, that is inertia. Now that you transport it into music, but it is not. It is in fact one of the places where you can also get lost at something.
something's gonna get wrong at this point. Well,
Because you
I
have to
have
arrive. Sorry for that. Because you have to arrive with enough breath to give the right value and sound to those three final notes. Because if after your appoggiaturas and your beautiful piece in the heights, you spend most of your air, once you start descending, you're in trouble because you don't have enough air. And the notes are going, and people are going to notice that you're going to.
you start to change your skin color.
Yeah.
Now you're. Well, I want to emphasize that it's not a score that I know at perfection. And the importance of the training, because even when I haven't studied this part, I was able to descend with, I hope, the idea enough of not descending, losing the high impostation of my voice because I don't know what comes ahead. Si, do, re, fa, mi, re, do, si, la, sol, re, fa, re, and I take in the same place. Re, fa, and it is because my body is already trained to be always here. And while I descend, my voice starts to connect more with my chest voice. Yes, because it is natural, but never loses the height.
And because now that right after you descended, you already have a number of complications ahead. Because remember that you're still singing in the larghetto tempo, which
Yes.
remember that for many people larghetto means boring because it is slow. But if you're a good performer, it also means a deep emotion. I mean, when you are recalling something, you usually, I'm going to use this expression, you recall it slowly, like hurt,
Mm-hmm.
like pain or nostalgia is naturally slow. Or we are in, at least in our Occidental cultures, that's the way it is seen. So it is natural that when you say, "Oh, I miss a person," you say, I miss a person." You don't say, "I miss a person, I miss a person, I miss a person," because that's the opposite. So, I miss a person,
Yes.
and that leads us to something that we also explained when you mentioned that your body somehow knows or prepares to be ready. There is also another expression for that, that is poner en gola, which means that
Mm-hmm.
your body and your throat is ready and is familiar with what it has to do. But that also comes after trying and trying and trying. Rehearsal, 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 rehearsal. The only way your body is going to be familiar with this is with rehearsal, 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 rehearsal.
What
There is
seems
no way
like.
that you're going to get up one day and then your body is ready to sing whatever you put him on. Well, you're right.
No, 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 no way. Once at the college, one teacher told me, not my main teacher, but another one, that indeed the point was generous, and she had studied at Amsterdam or something like this. And she told me once, this kind of music, feel it and sing it like you are already crying, but here, just for yourself. Cry at your chest, where you start to cry and to moan in this point. Here, and that helped me because yes, you connect with this space with your chest voice, but at the same time it gives some special freedom to your throat. Your larynx really relaxed because you're singing in the chest, not losing the height, but the sound rests at the chest, and I felt it useful and comfortable.
And that, going back to the beginning of our program, that is why I was telling you that when I was listening to some versions of other singers trying this song, that I really suffered a lot because because unless you have correctly connected your chest voice here, there is no way you're going to get away with it with only your head voice. Oh, you always have a mixed voice. But if you rely too much on the head and you try to do this, there is no way it is going to sound okay. It's impossible to sound it okay with only a head voice. It's going to sound weak, childish, ridiculous even. So,
Yes, and if you are familiarized with my sound, yes, you can confirm what Ricardo is saying, because I usually sing si, do, re, fa, mi, re, do, and naturally, because it is in minor, si, do, re, more chesty. Because I'm moaning, I'm crying here. But it's not in the opposite side. No, no extreme is good.
No, not in this case, because again, Mozart always tells you when you are doing something wrong.
Exactly.
So you want to keep on this page or we move ahead?
We can go ahead for what's coming next. Oh my god, help us.
Yeah, because now we turn the page, and as we turn the page, it is not a larghetto anymore. Now we go to allegro moderato, which means that the soprano is getting speed. So tell us, how do you work after coming from this sense of solitude, sort of sadness, and after a bar and a half, you have already to change the mood, and the people are going to notice it in the sound. How do you prepare that?
Well, what I did first, it was to check my text because that's the key. First, you are saying, well, if I don't see you anymore, you will forget me, and this is our last farewell. We are saying goodbye. I don't know if I'll ever see you again, but blah blah blah. And suddenly she says, but no, the love that is within our hearts is stronger than distance, stronger than this, and we finally make it together. So that change of state of mind, I think that is something that we all can recognize. So that helps a lot. And it's also supported because when you are singing the last G and you say sign, now it's in G major. The key changes and the accompaniment will help you. Are you following me?
I am. I'm not sure our listeners are.
Okay, and remember that we come from sol, si, re, si, sol, si, re, si. And now we have sol, si, sol, si, re, si, sol, sol. And now everything is joy.
And
Sorry, am I going too fast?
this part is sort of a transition phase. You're coming from this larghetto, slow, sad mood, this sort of challenging the. Yes, things are like this, but I'm not ready to take him like this. It's like mood, change of mood, preparation, transition phase, because we are going to go for the ornaments, which of course is what everybody is expecting. Because also, there are very few Mozart compositions that do not have some sort of ornaments.
Oh, yes.
Most of Mozart, or a good number of Mozart's compositions, have some sort of ornaments because he comes from the years of opera where the virtuosism of singers was what paid for their great salaries.
And because of his spirit, and because he loves or hates, don't know, coloraturas. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think he loved them.
Yes, because he didn't write it for suffering.
No, I don't
No,
think he made them for suffering. No, no, no. It was for.
you can sing it, so sing it.
If you can, then go for it. So,
Exactly.
yeah, you want to keep on this page or you want to approach the ornaments already?
Let's go for this.
Because page 44, which I believe is your page 5,
Okay. We have this large G. And so on.
And this series of, let me see, what would be the best way to explain them? This is also very Mozart. Like, you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to, into a bar, I'm going to put four gruppetti because I would like to see it, and I'm going to make them ascend, and I am going to play them with as if it was a I forgot how to say montaña rusa in English.
Roller coaster.
The roller coaster is going to be, so the singer is going to be and like this, sometimes very 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 quickly, or sometimes you prepare for scaling and then descend quickly and then you go again like slow. That is so Mozart. That is so Mozart. But again, like we have mentioned before, he forgot that singers need air to breathe.
Yes. But yes, but at the same time, I don't think that is the most dangerous uh, ornament I have faced. It seems complicated, but it is written almost by grade. Sol, sol, la, sol, fa, sol, si, re, do, si, re, sol, fa, sol, re, si. It's not that difficult. So that helps to your air to feel like a fountain. And if you just let it run, you don't feel you are lacking oxygen.
But let me put an objection to that. That is exactly going back to the versions that I saw. That is exactly not only these poor girls failed at the right sound in the minor part, and you suffer with them as they could not find their proper chest note to project it correctly. But when they say, "Hey, I am finally here," their voice was already too tired. You know, when you are trying with your head voice, what it is not, the head voice is not ready for producing the sounds as we explained in the first part. It's not the head voice is not good for that. But you since you couldn't find the proper mix and you try to push your instrument into doing that, you tired the upper register. And now that you have to sound beautiful, shiny in your ornaments, you don't, because the voice is already tired. And you, because you didn't use it wisely.
Yes.
Because when you use the right mix of voice, you say, okay, it was tiring. But when you use it in the right area of your voice, it is tiring, but it's manageable. But do it in the wrong register and it's not going to work. By the end, your voice will sound opaque. And that's what happened with these girls. The voice was tired. The sound was too tiring. At least you have to flow because Mozart again when Mozart is so transparent that these notes are so shiny and beautiful and flow. But if your voice is tired, once they try to reach the C and the C and the Do, the voice is tired. They don't sound nice. They even sound like the squirrel sounds, no? Or the cat. You know? And that is not how it is supposed to sound. But since their voice is tired, they don't. They did it the wrong way. They used the head voice to try to attack the range of the center and the low register. But when you are already in the correct area and your voice is tired, you again don't find the sound. Because now it is not naturally bright. And since you feel that you don't have it, you sound like a squirrel.
Yes. Well, my teacher usually tell us that we have to look after it is the verticality of our voices. That means that you have to develop a very well constructed chest and deep voice, but also a pretty high and brilliant head voice. So we're talking about 100% in this verticality, and that way you can be singing in an 80% to I forgot how do you say estirar, to stretch,
Stretch, yeah.
to stretch at the highest part when you have this B, C, or D easily, and also you can stretch to the bottom if you have a deeper note, but you always moving in this part of your voice that is a mixed one but vertical. So if you really have this very well constructed, I'm sorry, but it's not that complicated. Here in Mexico we have a bird that se llama sensontle, and it is very well known by a poem that names this bird as el pájaro de las 400 voces, the bird of the 400 voices, because of the different ways of singing. And I say to my students, we don't have and we don't want sensontles here because if you always sing here in your head voice, you will never be able to connect with your chest voice, or you will, but the sound will crack. And if you always settle in the chest voice, forget about having good high notes. You will sound like a squirrel.
It is, and as obvious as you. Oh, there is a D. I hadn't noticed. I thought the C was the highest
Yes.
note. No, no, no. I see now.
No, no, it is a D.
Then that makes things more interesting.
Oh, it is.
Hmm. Then let me do the count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, for Maestro Mozart, a soprano can sing for 14 bars without reading.
But yes, you can.
I don't know. You also have to, maybe sometime in the future, we choose a very known passage, maybe like this one or any other that you like, maybe a little ahead, where you can explain, because I know that many people are interested in the ornaments.
Yes.
And this series of roller coasters, many people are interested, but you have explained a couple of times where you have to find a place where to breathe. And sometimes you say you steal half the last value of a given bar so that you have enough air for the following, but you have to be smart on where to choose, because the easiest way would be to do, well, Ricardo, if you have 14 bars, you just divide it by 3, you sing 5 bars and take a break. But it doesn't work that way. It really does. It's not like that. You have to be smart and say, here, maybe here because I am descending, but maybe not because I lose the position. So you have to take into consideration several things, and it's not like and maybe sometimes in this, maybe the wisest would be in the second bar, then 6 bars, and maybe 4, and then you continue till the end. But the construction or the finding of where to breathe, it's not like, okay, if you have a well-developed diaphragm, then you should be able to sing for around 8 and 12 seconds without catching air. So you do the math, and that's the number of bars. It doesn't work like that. You have to take into account several things before you can actually do that. But maybe we can find in the future an example where you can tell people who are interested in that, because you know that you have also seen many videos of coloratura sopranos where they catch air where they shouldn't.
Where they can. Where the lungs are asking for. Then I think that well, the breathing is training already. Well, where when I study, I train and I study the breathings, and I'm pretty sure that if I breathe at the beginning of the phrase, I'm able to finishing. And I'm stopping because I hadn't studied this phrase and I'm not sure of the pitch.
And maybe also again that now that you mentioned it, many people think, and you also mentioned it at the beginning, that people are ready to sing by reading at first sight, which is good for exercise, but already to be able to sing it to a level where you feel comfortable when you say, I am ready to present it to the public, it may take time. So, how, in average, because I know it also depends on the on what you're actually studying, but in average, saying I am presenting you a new piece,
Oof.
how long do it take you in weeks or months?
Well, it depends on the score, but I think I'm ready in a couple of months. Well studied, yes, in a couple of months.
Because people say, yeah, you studied in a and you have it ready in a week.
Well, probably the solfeggio part, yes. It's not difficult to say sol, la, sol, fa, sol, si, re, do. No, that's the minor of your problems here. But you have to be pretty sure, for example, where to breathe always. And it doesn't have to sound like, I'm dying. Or that you are getting off of air in the notes. For example, they start to change their color if you are getting lack of air. And you can't let that happen.
And we don't want to be negative because you say, yeah, these guys are just telling us objections and things that may be on your path for singing. But it is true. You really have to appreciate when things go well, because when things go well, you just say, "I is a good singer." But when things fail, that's what comes to your mind. Why is he or she off pitch? Why is she or he having troubles with the tempo? Why the emotion is not there? Why it doesn't sound like Italian, or why doesn't it sound like German and it sounds like something different, or it isn't even the Spanish? What is that syllable that he just pronounced? Why did he lose his breath? When all those things happen, because people say, "Oh, se le salió un gallo," when you crack your voice. That is the most evident problem. But there could be many others happening, and they just show you or give you a hint on the mini operations that the singer has to do in order to do something well in front of the public. That's why I like to point at all these things so that people are familiar that there are many things happening, because we have also mentioned it. Oh, it has a D. Then it is good because also the sempre libera has a D flat, and people get lost in that conversation, and that is just a complete waste of time. Because the highest note is a D. Then it is easier to the casta diva because the casta diva only has an A. No, that is not the difficulty of the piece. But the casta diva is also very slow. It is also largo, and people get lost in absurd conversations when they have to look at the complete score, at the style, yes, the tempo, yes, the pitch, yes, the key, yes, and this and this and this and this, so that you can actually emit an informed, a thoughtful comment on what you're actually work. Because if not, our life would be easy. What is your highest note here? It is a D. Okay, tell us about the D, Katia. And that would be it. 5 seconds of program.
Goodbye.
You heard the D, you're ready to qualify all the pieces that have a D in it. Because we also mentioned, it also has to do in what is coming next. For instance, and because I am not a coloratura soprano, but I would tell you that having the D right after the C sounds okay.
Wow, it's complicated. This D is complicated because you are wrapping up the phrase from a large and
Very
full of
large.
note passage. Yes, and it doesn't have to sound like and it's not a large note where you can leave your sounds settles well. You have just to pass by there, but pass successfully.
But you have one advantage, and that is that your voice was already in the area of that note.
Fortunately, yes, it could be worse.
It could be worse. That's why I was saying it's feasible because you were already there in the heights. If you were coming from an octave lower, I would tell you I'd rather die. If you were coming from a D5 to a D6, you could say no, no, no. That's not going to happen the way you
Why
want
don't you
to happen.
better prepare Omeo
Let's go back to Mimi. Mimi could be more doable. But it is good because look at how Maestro Mozart constructed it. Right after having demanding the soprano to scale, going back to the D for a second time, then I would say slowly is taking her back to the center and the low register.
Yes.
She played in the heights, go back, like calming down.
Yes, calm down because because you have to do the same again for the second time.
Yeah, because he considered that a repetition of these phrases was necessary.
Wow. It's like, oh, it's pretty beautiful, so repeat.
Do it again. And also, this has also one the traditional or the something that we could expect from Mozart. You don't end with a high note.
No. It is interesting. Yes, I love this.
He usually does. I also prefer it that way. We have explained it also many times. People are so used to the end is coming, so the high note is coming. The final great part of the song is coming. And when they say, what happens? It was a low note.
Where's my high note?
Where's my high note? Well, you had a series of ornaments before. You have to take back to the public again to the mood.
You know what I think? With Mozart, it's not about explosion. It is so playful, so cheerful, so funny. And we just go ahead, and calm down. He doesn't need to explode in a high and large note. There's no need of that.
And that is one of the reasons why we love Mozart. I think personally I prefer it that way when you wrap up like that, like I have done my thing, let the music continue for 1 or 2 bars or whatever it is written, and it is the natural conclusion. Instead of expecting, oh, because actually, for instance, you can say, but nessun dorma after the C natural, after the B. There are several, there you still have several bars, you still have some music after that. Yes, but nobody cares.
They
after the
could not
Vin-
be there.
after the Vincero, nobody really cares. Yes, there is music after, but it really stops after the being caro, and yes, Maestro Puccini wrote.
Oh, yeah.
But nobody cares. Even when there, if you take a look, for instance, at the concerts of the three tenors, Subin Mehta wrapped up immediately after that
Yes.
because he said, "Why do I keep playing for a few seconds more when nobody cares?" So, tan, puck, rap. That's what
Yeah, that's
many
We're done.
conductors know it. Right after that, nobody is going to care. Pretty much happens the same with Un bel di vedremo, because there is extensive music after the final note of Chocho-san, but nobody cares. They charge us.
Nobody listens.
They are. It is also what a C natural, I think. I don't.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a C natural. I'm not pretty sure, but well, her high note. People are expecting that high note. After that, nobody cares. It's that simple. But with Mozart, you know that you hardly ever have a high note, and that you're going to listen to the singer, cease his singing, and let the music wrap up.
Yeah. And you enjoy it
And that's nice.
because it feels natural. Yeah.
I really think so. So today's program was to sell you on why Mozart is such a great composer.
1,000 reasons why you should love Mozart. That's the material.
And what I liked of today's is that we digged a little more into details like this, provided that this is not such a well known. Because the day that we talk about the Queen of the Night, people are going to spec the high notes of the Queen of the Night and not care about anything else. So it is good that we take our time to digest something that is very different, like this one. Uh, because it's interesting, as we mentioned, start with minor, intimate, sad transition, and then go for ornaments and wrap up properly like this. It's very nice.
I love that.
It is. Anything else that you would like to add, Katya?
No, I expect to have this material ready in a couple months, and we'll hear it entire.
Okay, will do then. So, thanks everybody. Remember, for people who are listening to us on the Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, that we refer very often to what we put on the screen. But if you want to take a look at the screen, you have to look for the video on YouTube on our channel, also Opera We Love Singing. And I hope you enjoyed today's program as much as we enjoyed preparing it for you today. And well, we'll see you in a few weeks from now. Thank you, Katya.
Thank you.
You can follow our channel for the latest updates and more content. Opera We Love Singing, in just one word. Link in the description of the episode.